Hello there. This is, in my opinion, the greatest 1v1 game of all time. This is between Fairy Peak and Ocalid. And what you need to know is that Ocalid is currently the best player in the world at the point of this recording. And Fairy Peak is sort of like the retired GOAT. He's not unanimously considered the GOAT. A lot of people think it, but he's not unanimous at this point. But he's sort of taken off time from his ones to focus on threes. He hasn't been playing ones at all really recently. And so this is sort of a retired greatest ones player in the world versus the current greatest ones player in the world. And this video and the audio is taken from the live stream of this event. And then I use the replay files found on Wikipedia for the actual gameplay that I'm showing.
The scariest thing about this, and there was a lot of scary things about this matchup for Fairy Peak, is that probably the one that tops up my leaderboard at the moment is the fact that Khaled hit a rhythm in that one. That looked like something he could do in like 10 hours straight of gameplay. Is still just keep hitting those kickoffs and playing it the exact same way afterwards. Fairy needs to break that rhythm, and the best way he can do that is taking control of the boost and the ball off the kickoffs like we're seeing here, and just not allowing Khaled to really set himself up like that. Khaled, great save. He's going to try and transition. Very early challenge. Wow. And Khaled's come out of the challenge on top. There's just no break for him at the moment.
Look at the 50-50 again from Khaled. He's putting a backflip into that. It's a diagonal backflip in a lot of these 50-50s when he's anticipating Fairy Peak coming forward. And it's working out pretty consistently. This might be something that starts to become more popular. You know, for the longest time it's been expected that you really have to just go through the ball as hard as possible to get wins in the face-off or in the 50-50 department, but it just didn't always be the case, as Khaled just controlling it perfectly.
Yeah, Khaled just positions his car so that way he doesn't go flying afterwards. He wants to be quicker on the recovery, not the person that gets the ball onto the other side. And it's been a good strategy so far. What has not been a good strategy is Fairy Peak being that aggressive in Khaled's corner.
Yeah, this was just clearly a misplay. As soon as he decided to stay here, he already knew that that was going to be a goal for Khaled. And you know, right now it looks like Khaled's just going through the motions. Like you said, he could do this all day, but we have to also remember that Fairy Peak is on his third consecutive series here. Had to play against Oxygen in 3v3, Oxygen in 2v2, you know, winning the entire tournament there, and now has to come in and 1v1 Khaled. Now, in these kind of positions, you are always going to have some people saying one thing or the other thing, and that is, you know, if Fairy Peak comes in and loses here, then everybody will say, oh, clearly he's just too tired. If he came in and won, people would say, well, it's not fair, Fairy had the warm-up, Khaled didn't. But it is something to remember. Fairy Peak is playing 3 consecutive best of 7s, and he's still playing with the best 1v1 player on the planet and going even with him. There's a manual chat, it's not even quick chat. Yes, exclamation mark from Fairy.
To be fair, we do need the yes quick chat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or yeah.
Just lowercase as well. I want the no, like with all the O's, just to be like the most enthusiastic one, and yes to be no enthusiasm at all. But what I can always get enthusiastic about is these Khaled offensive plays. He is relentless in his pursuit of this third goal.
He's played extremely safely today. You know, in round 1 of the Fusion 1's bracket, he did look, you know, maybe a bit shaky in defense at times. But there have been so few chinks in his armor today. Look at the control to avoid the own goal here, taking the ball back into his corner. And you're going to notice all series long, all game long, Khaled just dribbling the ball backwards, taking it into his corner, just to force Fairy Peak to come to him. He's creating space behind Fairy and around Fairy. And he knows how important it is to just have possession in 1v1 again. Just taking the ball all the way down here. You might look at this as lost territory and a winning position for Fairy, but Khaled's still in control this entire time.
And let's really focus on what that gives available as Fairy forced to save. He's not going to get a second one. Khaled, every time he does this, he's putting into his own corner. You either go and challenge it, at which point you need a very specific win just to be able to get a shot afterwards, or you back down, give Khaled the space, and you let him start setting up for whatever dribble play he wants to.
I mean, we
There's
saw.
not really a winning situation there.
Yeah, we saw earlier what happens when Fairy does, you know, press the issue in the offensive corner. You just lose the 50-50 eventually and get scored on. And that's a brilliant shot. Nice one from Khaled. If anyone's compliment of your half volley is going to matter, I think Khaled probably has the best say in that. So that definitely means something.
3 each. Fairy's not out of this just yet. Gotta keep this up though. Cannot let Khaled get back into that same kickoff rhythm. More specifically, he doesn't want his own kickoff level to drop off like it did earlier. That's certainly been his biggest sticking point so far this series. Up to the wall. Delayed the flick. Khaled's not made contact. And Fairy will score.
Yeah, Khaled was wanting a small touch on the ball, just a glancing blow to pop it off that back wall and get the boost, get the counter-attack started. But, you know, like I've said before, if you miss that glancing blow, it's devastating. You might just concede. 1 goal lead for Fairy. It's been a while since he's been in an advantageous position. Fortunately for him, it looks like he has leveled out that kickoff weakness, which was apparent in games 3 and 4.
Oh, Fairy jumping. He made a little bit of a positional mistake. He managed to recover from it. But this is a mistake he will just about. My goodness. I think Khaled wanted a bit more on that first touch. Fairy will escape. Almost got himself stuck in Khaled's corner yet again.
This is a brilliant play by Fairy. He just boxed Khaled off the ball. Khaled knew if he played for that open net, he was going to be demoed. So he tried to stay away from that. Fairy still caught up with him. Great awareness by Fairy. It looked like he might be conceding for a moment. Look at this, just reversing all the way back into the corner boost as it spawns. Very focusing on the flicks, and this is what we asked him to do earlier. Just no nonsense, just hit the ball towards the top corner, see what happens next.
Khaled tries to set up the angle, but he couldn't see Fairy. Managed to hide himself behind the ball, and that is one of those jump scare challenges that we were talking about earlier on. There's a launching shot, and Fairy just makes it. But Khaled added emphasis on the shot just to make sure.
Just enough here from Khaled to force the issue. Fairy Peak needed to hit the post there, I believe, as well as the crossbar to try and get that one away from Khaled as he was coming in. The bounce just wasn't ever going to work in his favor. Another tie game. Khaled could take it in game 5, just like Oxygen did to Vitality in the 3v3 today. Obviously this one won't hurt quite as much with the tournament overall in Vitality's hands already. But Khaled, it means so much to him, and he is starting to run away with it. It's only a 1 goal lead, but with the time that's left and how hard it's been for Fairy to get anything out of this matchup, this could be huge.
Fairy just got tapped on his way from the corner, and it ruined any chance he had of a good landing. We've seen previously that the Batmobile does have a little bit of a tendency to spin out. Khaled, first time shot. Fairy will be low after this, and he's clattered into the post. So Khaled goes all the way back. Could try and pressure for the goal. Instead, he wants that space opened up, and he's removed Fairy from the pitch.
Yep, Khaled, 6-4. That demo might have just secured the game and the series for him. Fairy Peak had to commit, but he's been eliminated from the equation. Unless he can really step up in the kickoff. He's got to try something cheeky here, I think. Standard approach just hasn't been working.
That was the last time we saw Fairy score directly off a kickoff, but it's not going to be this time around. Takes to the air this time. Fairy going to reach very deep in that bag of tricks. Reese scores!
And who said Fairy Peak doesn't have the fancy mechanics? He just never has to use them. Khaled may have just unlocked Fairy's strap card. Be careful, he says in the quick chat. Not even quick chat, he's typing all this out. Fairy's hilarious. 6-5. Can Khaled hang on?
He's been going to the Taz school of using chat. Now needs one more. He tries to set himself up. He's got 4 boost. Can he make it work? Low challenge!
Oh my goodness! Fairy Peak refuses to lose after Such a beautiful goal before it. We've gone in the complete opposite direction with a double 50-50. You don't get any uglier than that, but they both count. Tie game. Fairy's not done.
Fairy, with 4 boosts, did not have many options, so he chose his strongest one, and that was just brute power. Wants to win it in regulation.
No way! What? Fairy Peak.
He warned him.
He said
called
be
his shot.
careful. Khaled wasn't careful.
That's one of the most legendary things I've seen in this game.
Be careful. You know, Khaled better be careful, because we were just talking about the fact that it looked like he might be about to win this 1v1 tournament, which for him is, you know, a huge achievement as well.
So yeah, that's my be careful should be a quick chat now. See you later.